Are we ready for some patterning today on our tremendously terrific Tuesday? So, we're going to be looking at linear patterns. So, we've done this before and we've done different ones like this. So, we know we have to start off with different steps to build up the pattern. So, these are some examples that we're going to be using as we move forward. So the first one that we're going to do is we're going to start off with, I called this a jagged line. So we're going to draw a jagged line and then we're going to add circles by each of the lines. So in each spot you're going to draw a circle, and then the final step is it's really hard to see, you're going to put a dot in the middle of the circle. So that's how you're going to build the pattern. So start with your jagged line, add in the circles. Remember to take your time and make sure that each circle is exact. We don't want any hanging edges. And finally, you're going to put a dot in the middle of each one. So this is pattern number 1. Pattern number 2, you should recognize this. We did a lot of warm-ups doing this. So our looping line, or we called it our letter E. So just like we did in our warm-ups, if you want to do a warm-up before you start this one, crank up the music and give it a try. So start with your loop-de line. The next part you're going to put in is your dot in between each of the loops. And our final part, is we're going to put a little hat or cap or wiggle on each of the loops. So just like we did in our warm-ups, our loop-de-loop line, we're adding in dots in between each of the loops and finishing off with a cap on top of the loops. So this is second part. The next part is I want you to do a practice page. So that means first, develop your first line. So the jagged line first, start with the O's and then the dot. Next, your loop line, like a warm-up loop, put your dots, little caps, then you're going to go back to the beginning. So we've got a scraggly line or a jagged line with your circles and your dots, and then the last one is you're going to do your loop-de-loops with the dots and the cap. Now, that's the part that you know we've done already. You've got this. Give it a try. Now the trick. You wondered why I had a plate. Well, we are going to be making, this way's a little bit better, our lines on a curve. So you're going to use your plate as a template, and you're going to draw a line, and so on. I want you to have about 6 lines. Now the crazy part. Now definitely the crazy part. We're going to do each line. So you're going to start off the same way. Your first line is the jagged edges. Jagged edges, then the circles, then the dots. And then the next line, a loop-de-loop, dots in between, little cap. Then back to the beginning. You're going to use your jagged line with your circles and your dots and finish it off with a loop-de-loop, dots in between, little caps. Give it a try, see how you do. And then I was even tricky and I did one more of the jagged line. Do your best. The only way we're going to practice is by taking it just a little bit further. So remember we were talking about radial. And when we were looking at radial, it's things that are circular. So we're going to develop some circle shapes. We'll see how it goes. Give it a try. I know you're going to do your best. Take care. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.